government that cannot secure its schools cannot claim credibility on its promise to protect Nigerians. And now, in response to rising banditry, the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, has asked the people of Katsina State who are adopting peace agreements with bandits to make sure the agreements do not give the bandits any right to attack neighboring communities. The Emir said this during his tour of communities recently attacked by bandits in Bagwai and Shanono local government areas of Kano State. He told them to ensure the gunmen do not cross into other states to cause mayhem. The monarch also praised the Kano State government for taking proactive measures to stop bandits from entering the state.
Resources, they can see already the movement of the army and the police in this area, and we'll also encourage them to use their vigilantes to help protect their villages. And we urge the people of Katsina, when they make peace with bandits, to ensure that that peace does not include the right to attack neighboring communities and have a safe haven. We pray to Allah to bring peace to our lands, and we will continue our best working with the government to ensure that peace is maintained in the state.
In another development, terrorist group Islamic State West Africa Province fighters say they have killed a Brigadier General M. Uba following the ambush of a convoy of soldiers and operatives of the Civilian Joint Task Force in Borno State. The terrorists ambushed the troops on Friday at Damboa Road along Wajiroko in Borno when they were transporting some military equipment. The ISWAP fighters reportedly opened fire on the military convoy along the road, an incident that led to a gun duel between the troops and the insurgents. At least 17 military motorcycles were seized by the ISWAP fighters, while 2 CJTF operatives and 2 soldiers were killed during the gun battle. Following the ambush, there were reports that Uba had been abducted by the insurgents. However, the army spokesperson Muonyili denied the report on Saturday. However, Reuters reports that the terrorist group killed the military general after he was captured. Reuters, quoting a statement posted on its Amak propaganda channel, said ISWAP claimed responsibility for the ambush. And now back home to River State. The River State Police Command says it has begun investigating the cause of the fire that destroyed a makeshift building behind the Captain Ilichiamadi Polytechnic on Sunday. Police spokesperson Grace Iringi Koko told our correspondent in Kotoka that the children's mother is being questioned after allegations that she locked her children inside the room before going out at night. Iringi Koko confirmed that 2 of the children aged between 5 and 9 were burned to death. She warned residents against leaving minors alone at home and assured that the outcome of the investigation will be made public. Now, earlier, an eyewitness said 2 out of the 4 children locked in by their mother were awake and tried to save their younger siblings who were sleeping, but the heat was too much and they had to run out.
They were sleeping and their mother locked them inside house. I went to buy something. So I don't know whether the mother put candle. So we don't know how the fire take enter the house. He has run away. We don't see the woman and his children is here. He has 4 children, 2 escaped, 2 died.
The eyewitness also narrated how the fire started and how residents of the building could not recover any of their property as the fire spread through the building, which houses 27 families.
So we couldn't pick anything out from the house. We had to run for our life so that the fire will not reach us. Even my daughter is in the church, is naked. No slippers, no pants, nothing. Yes, I lost my money, I lost my POS, my phone. Because I used to do POS in Stadium Road. I have like 50,000 POS. Then physical money was 20,000.
Well, it was also gathered that neighbors who had previously had a misunderstanding with the children's mother allegedly did not step in to help and also lost their own belongings as the fire spread through the building, which houses 27 people. 27 families, I beg your pardon. Now we go on a quick break. When we return, you will hear Senator Ayawo saying PDP governors responsible for crisis in party. Stay with us. And now the rest of the news. And we move to politics now. A PDP chieftain, Samuel Ayawo, has blamed the PDP Governors Forum for the deepening crisis within the party. Ayawo, who spoke on Channels Television, said he will not take responsibility for the party's troubles, insisting PDP governors caused the instability. He said some founding members had left due to the party's condition, adding that the governors had once proposed that the amended constitution recognize the Governors Forum as an organ of the party. Ayawo, who described himself as a custodian of the party, said most governors were practicing backyard politics. He said they should not ruin the party just because they provide funds for the party. Meanwhile, a faction of the PDP led by Abdurrahman Mohammed has summoned an emergency meeting of its National Executive Committee and Board of Trustees for today, Tuesday. The meeting will take place at the PDP National Secretariat in Wadata Plaza in Abuja. A notice signed by Senator Samuel Ayawo, an ally of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, said the BOT is expected to convene at 11 a.m. The next session has been fixed for 2 p.m. at the same venue. The party said attendance is compulsory because crucial matters will be considered. The invitation marks the 103rd emergency NEC meeting of the PDP. Leader Orayinka, media aide to Wike, shared the notice on his X page yesterday, Monday, over the weekend. A faction led by immediate past PDP National Chairman Omar Damagum held the party's national convention in Ibadan. The faction at the convention expelled Wike, Ayawo, and former governor of Ekiti State Ayo Fayose. Others removed from the party include Omar Bature, Kamaldeen Ajibade, Mao Ohabowa, Ifechukwu, George Turner, Dan Obi, Abdurrahman, Austin Nwachukwu, and Abraham Ama. While reacting to the expulsion, a lawyer, Ndanzi Ikulo, says the National Executive Committee can expel members of it if it is legally formed. Speaking with our correspondent in Kotoka, Ikulo, however, questioned whether those who carried out the expulsions did so legally, saying the action may not be valid for now.
Every members of a political party under the law can be suspended or expelled. But the question is, where was this decision made? The decision was made on an illegal convention. So do we think as ordinary citizens that that decision will stand? The answer is no. Because the Supreme Court on several occasions have opined and ruled that you cannot put something on nothing and you expect it to stand. That decision is another legal conundrum that is a question of the law and fact to determine by court.
Ikulo also said the result of last Saturday's PDP National Convention may not be valid if it is taken to court. He explained that the Federal High Court order stopping the election is more powerful than the State High Court ruling. He said the faction that went ahead with the convention should have first asked the appeal court for permission. He also noted that because INEC was not present as required by the Constitution, the whole process may be legally invalid.
Section 251 and 270 of the 1999 Constitution says both State High Court and Federal High Court have coordinate jurisdiction. But we know when two equities are equal, the law is right that the first in time prevails. The Federal High Court judgment came before the Oyo State High Court judgment. So what the PDP should have done is simple. Approach the Court of Appeal and set aside the order of the Federal High Court. That would have enabled them extend the date of convention and also creating an avenue for INEC to monitor the convention.
Still on the PDP internal crisis, former governor of Kaduna State Ahmed Makarfi has resigned as PDP Secretary Board of Trustees, insisting that the party must uphold its zoning principle. The PDP elected a former Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Kabiru Turaki, as its national chairman on Saturday. In a letter on Monday addressed to Adolphus Wawara, the PDP BOT chairman, Makarfi said he could not remain in office following the election of Turaki, who is also from the Northwest. The former governor said he had attempted to step down 2 months earlier but was persuaded to wait until after the National Convention. Moving on now, President Bola Tinubu on Monday received the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, at the State House in Abuja. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Bayo Onanuga, disclosed this in a post on X on Monday. Edward is in Nigeria to host a series of events in Lagos State from 17 to 23rd November 2025 to champion the expansion of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award across the world. The event is expected to convene almost 200 young people from more than 50 countries over the week, alongside hundreds of leaders delivering the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award globally, policymakers and representatives from global youth movement. And back home in River State, the chairman of a local government area, Chima Boniface Njoko, has called on youth and channels. I beg your pardon, has called on youth to channel their energy into putting Eche on the map. Njoko made the call at the official commissioning of White Lion Hotel at Umuatoro Eche local government area. He urged them to jealously guard and protect government infrastructure in their communities and avoid conspiring with outsiders to vandalize them. He further advised the youth to shun cultism and other social vices and work towards improving themselves and Eche as a society. The Eche council boss, who commended the proprietor of White Lion Hotel, Mr. Samuel Ejimozo, for breaking the jinx on hospitality business in Mbakland, said the project was timely as Eche would be reconnected to the national grid in a couple of weeks.
I have given Omatro new brand 500 kVA transformer. I don't take church or church. I want to plead with our people to protect that transformer, because if you vandalize the transformer, bye. So any property you are seeing now, you should jealous it and guide it, because it belongs to Omatro. It's your property. Don't ever conspire with anybody, because development is at Omatro now. If there is NEPA light, which I know in a shorter days, lesser than 3 weeks, it will be a reality.
Well, away from that, a community leader in Umuaholo, Senior Apostle Bartholomew Egono, says the reason Steve Nyegwa is accusing him of inciting crisis is because he has refused him to grab the property of Amadiaka, which was inherited by Egono and Njoko family at Ohia, Onuo, and Awada in Road 1. Egono, in a statement, says Steve Nyegwa is grabbing their late brother's land with a false claim that he has a court judgment of the Saudi land. He accused Steve of using armed youths and thugs, allegedly accompanied by men in police uniform that were not commissioned by the Commissioner of Police without authorized papers, to evict people from their property in absence of court bailiffs representing the court. He challenged him to provide evidence from the court that he is using to do what he describes as self-acclaimed execution. He said his actions violate the order of the appeal court in Port Harcourt Division in suit number PHC/1570/2000, which ordered that the matter be remitted back to the chief judge to reassign to another judge for rehearing, which has been done. He also, however, urged the public to disregard every allegation against him by Steve, noting that his grandfather has properties in Ahia, Ovuo. Recall that the managing director of Delta Technologies and Property Limited, Stephen Nyegwa, has called on the leadership of Eternal Sacred Order of Cherubim and Seraphim to call Bartholomew Egono to order, using his position as an elder in the community to incite crisis and attempt to take over land belonging to their late father, Aka. On a sad note, a renowned Nigerian journalist, editor, and author Dan Abwese is dead. This was confirmed in a Monday statement issued by the Abwese family of the Ipiloku clan of Agila District, Ado local government area of Benue State. The family said he died at the age of 81 on Monday. The family said burial arrangement would be announced in due course. Awese was a renowned journalist and author, famous for his seminal contributions to journalism practice in Nigeria and for his satirical columns. Awese was one of the founders of the trailblazing Newswatch magazine and was, until April 2010, its editor-in-chief. He was editor of the Nigeria Standard and New Nigerian newspapers and general manager of Radio Benue, Makodi. Security Council has voted in favor of a U.S. drafted resolution that endorses U.S. President Donald Trump's 20-point plan for Gaza. Included in the plan is the establishment of an international stabilization force to which the U.S. says multiple unnamed countries have offered to contribute. The resolution was backed by 13 countries, including the UK, France, and Somalia, with none voting against the proposal. Russia and China abstained. A spokesperson for UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said adopting it is an important step in the consolidation of the ceasefire. Hamas has rejected the resolution, saying it fails to meet Palestinians' rights and demands. On the news this morning, you heard President Tinubu has ordered a swift rescue of the 25 abducted KB schoolgirls. We also told you that the police says it is investigating and interrogating a mother after a fire killed 2 children in River State. Senator Ayamu says PDP governors are responsible for the crisis in the party. On the foreign scene, you heard U.S. President Trump's plan for Gaza has been backed by the UN Security Council. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.